This is my review of gcflearnfree.org. So they've got a couple of statements on their website. So the first one is that learning can open doors to a better life. And the second one is that they're offering learning that fits your needs and schedule. As the name indicates, the website is completely free. It offers lessons and self-paced tutorials for over 90 different topics, and these would be suitable for kids, teens, and adults. The main three topics on their website are technology, reading, and math. So under technology, that includes lessons and tutorials on Microsoft Office, using social media, Apple products. Under reading, it's got stuff for English language learners and all kinds of activities and games on various subjects. And under math, it's got things from basic math, like addition and subtraction, up to things like counting money, using stamps, and that sort of thing. Some examples of other topics that they have on the website are, say, life skills. So they have a whole bunch of simulations about how to use an ATM, how to bake a cake, how to count out your pills. Under money management, they've got information about how to read your receipt, how to pay your bills, or how to get cash back. And under job skills, they've got things like what to write in a resume, how to do an interview, and how to apply to a job. They also offer online classes about using Microsoft Office programs, and you can obtain a certificate and a CEU credit from these. However, these ones must be completed by a certain due date, and there is a quiz, so they're not sort of self-directed like the other ones. You do have to stick to a schedule. You will need a computer or a device with the internet to access the website. You can also download mobile apps if you need help or sort of lessons with using Microsoft Office programs, math, and vocabulary, but they don't have apps for all the different subjects on the web. As far as options of different ways to learn, you can learn by watching videos, you can learn by listening to an audio file, you can learn from reading text, or you can play a game or do an interactive activity. As far as the educational importance of the website, the U.S. Department of Education conducted a big meta-analysis about online learning between 1996 and 2008. So I have a couple of key findings here. So they found that students who took full or partial online courses performed better than students who took courses using traditional teaching methods or classroom instruction. And they also found that online learning can be enhanced by giving the user control over how he or she interacts with the online learning environment. There's also a lot of simulation on this website, so I had a look at research for that as well, and I found that simulation can increase student engagement, increase motivation, help students to retain information, and allow students to achieve a deeper understanding of various concepts. As far as the educational importance for autism, so I have this on here because the way I originally came across this website was in a document called Apps for Autism. So a lot of researchers have found that people with autism learn very well from video modeling. So some advantages of video-based instruction for people with autism is that it narrows the environmental focus. So basically they just need to pay attention to the screen. They don't need to pay attention to some sort of big scenario going on where they might get distracted by other sort of irrelevant things in the environment. It also allows them to practice situations that aren't available in the classroom. So for example, using an ATM. And the other nice thing is that the videos can be viewed repeatedly. So a lot of students with autism learn well through repetition, so this is something that would be really important for them to be able to watch it again and again until they've mastered the concept. Another study by Charlotte Christie and Freeman also looked at video modeling, and they found that it led to more rapid skill acquisition than in vivo modeling, which is just sort of in real life modeling or watching things that are going on in the environment. And they also found that the children in their study were able to generalize their skills to other situations when they watched something using video modeling, but this didn't happen when they watched a scenario happen in real life. A lot of people with autism really struggle with generalizing their skills, so it just shows you how powerful a tool it was that it could even help with generalization. As far as TPACK goes and how the website fits into the TPACK model, so let's start with content knowledge. So that's the teacher's knowledge of the subject to be learned or taught. So typical learners can use this website for a variety of academic, like math or reading, and also real life subjects. So how to manage their money or things like baking a cake, or that sort of thing. And then the students with autism can use it to practice life skills via those simulation activities, as well as using it for those academic subjects as well. As far as pedagogical knowledge goes, that's an educator's own process, practices, and methods of teaching, taking into consideration how the students learn, behavioral accommodations, and equitable assessments. So this website really allows for self-directed learning. So the student can go in and pick sort of whatever they're interested in or need help with, and they can watch it as many times as they want. There's also so many different pathways to learning, so they could watch a video, they could read about it, they could play a game or do an activity or participate in a simulation. So there's lots of options there. And then as far as the technological knowledge, so that's the individual's understanding of technology tools, materials, and resources. So this website can be used on any device with the internet, as we said, and the online games, applications, and videos can be used to supplement the prior knowledge that the student may have learned in the classroom or otherwise online. And the other interesting one is that we're using technology to learn about technology. So a lot of the sort of lessons and tutorials that are offered on the website pertain to sort of various aspects of technology. So learning to use computer programs, learning to use social media or email. So we're actually using one technological tool to learn about another technological tool. As far as the SAMR model, I thought that some of the subjects on the website were at the augmentation level. So you could learn by either reading or watching a video. So I thought that was a little bit of a step up from the classroom, but that's about it. Whereas some of the other subjects, you can go in and you could engage in a simulation and you could play a game or an activity. So I felt like some subjects were at the modification level. As far as drawbacks and limitations, the online classes that I mentioned for those Microsoft Office programs have limited availability, and they also sort of post the sign up at random times, so I think it could be kind of hard to actually get registered in those. There's also no opportunity for learners to interact with one another on the main website. So while there is a link to a Facebook page and a Twitter where users could talk to one another, on the actual website there's no chat function or way of commenting or anything like that. And also, as I just mentioned, some subject areas are limited to videos and basic written lessons. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a couple of the features of the website. So let's have a look at the reading part. So if we just click on reading, you can either learn stuff in a different language or you can learn stuff in English. And then it just takes a second to sort of load up. And then it's kind of neat because it gives you all kinds of options for what you want to learn about and how you want to learn it. So for example, I could pick
technology, weather.
I'm going to pick weather.
Technology.
And then at the bottom, it's got options for different ways that you can learn it. So
letters, videos, activities.
So I would pick
something from the bottom. Activities.
So the other cool thing that I sort of wanted to show you was an example of their sort of video simulation that I was talking about a lot when I was talking about students with autism. So let's have a look at that.
First, let me check to make sure that it's safe. All right, I'm the only one out here. Now, let me just slide my card into this machine. Oh, that's right. I need the... Okay, I gotta remember my PIN number. 0927, that's it.
Okay, and that's sort of a very brief example of different things that you can do on gcflearnfree.org. Here are my references, and thanks for listening to my review of gcffree.org.